What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Put a Ring on It, Season 2, Episode 8. So listen, you guys, this was not a drill. This was not a drill. This wasn't funny editing. This wasn't clickbait to get us to come back. Darian really slept with Kai. Okay? And to hear Kai tell the story, it happened more than once. It happened at the condo. He was talking all of that. My condo was your condo, bull hockey. And it happened after the 4th date, allegedly. Now, the 4th date, if y'all remember, that was when she kind of threw the ultimatum on him and was like, listen, you don't want all of this, and I don't understand why you can't seem to make a decision. So, I don't know, y'all. I feel like maybe they slept together before that 4th date, because she was real, territorial down to the 4th date. But neither here nor there. It don't matter when it happened. I guess it happened. And again, it sounds like it happened more than once. And this fool had the nerve to say, she said, well, you used me. He was like, I didn't use you. I thought you wanted to help me ease my pain. I thought you wanted to help me feel better. Boy, what? She was like, yeah, because I thought you wanted me. Like, yeah, I thought you had chose me. You and Kai were having problems. You said that she put you out. You was living down to the condo. I thought you had made a decision, and I thought that decision was me. Now, Kai, she tried to throw at him, well, you know what it was when you signed up for this. Well, girl, so did you. You knew he had a whole girlfriend that he was thinking about marrying. So let's be clear. So did you. So she gonna say, well, are you gonna tell Lex? He was like, yeah. Yeah, I guess he going to now. Now, the reality is he probably wasn't going to tell her. If you hadn't said nothing, he wasn't going to say nothing. But the fact that you had said something in front of them producers, I know they was on speed dial to Dr. Nicole, like, Houston, we have a problem down to the date. Okay? I kind of felt like that they already knew what had gone down. They were just trying to get Darian to admit it or get Kai to blurt it out, honestly. And so she was like, well, let's call her now. Let's call her now. He was like, I'm not going to do that to her. I'm not going to embarrass her. She was like, you already have. She ain't lying. You have. So she basically says, listen, I wish you and Lex the best, and I'm out of here. He was like, I don't think you mean it. She was like, oh, no, I mean it. Nope, I mean it. But she did seem like she was getting ready to cry at the end. I think her feelings really are hurt, even though, we can feel how we want to feel about Miss Kai. But I do think her feelings was really hurt in this situation, okay? So then we have LaRonda's date with her man, and she had a good date with him. And she was like, listen, if I wasn't already in a relationship, he would definitely be somebody that I would date. But she happy where she is, I guess, honey. Now she did say something, because he made a comment about making somebody make a decision or something to that effect. And she was like, well, you can't be that forceful. I mean, some people are a little sensitive and they can't deal with pressure. He was like, you with a man that is so fragile that like he can't take it. And I was like, ooh. Ooh, 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 he hit that one on the head. Then we have Eric and Jessica talking about their marriage mission statement. I ain't never heard a mission statement for a marriage, but okay. But here's the problem. First of all, we find out that Eric didn't do nothing for her for Mother's Day. Now listen, technically he don't. You not his mama. But I understand that is the accepted role that a man do something for the woman in his life. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Eric, you're wrong. Look, you can slice that 500 ways. He said, well, I had plans, but I guess he couldn't get off work. She said, but you could have had something, sent to the house. You could have picked up a card on your way home. Like, you could have done something to acknowledge the day. And you could have. So at the end of the day, Eric, it really ain't there's really no defending that, sir. Okay? Mother's Day come around once a year. You know what's coming. You know what's there. And I bet you she did something for you for Father's Day. I bet you she didn't forget. Anyway, so then they got to talking about kids. Eric wants another child. She doesn't. Eric said, I can't marry a woman that is not willing to give me another child. Basically, don't let the doorknob hit you. That's a quote. He said that. She's like, listen, I done had my kids. I'm done. It's time for us to raise them, get them out the house so we can have some me time. Now, she switched up a little bit at the end when they was talking to Dr. Nicole about it, because what she said to Dr. Nicole was she is already a baby mama and she don't want to be another baby mama, and she ain't having another kid until she's married. But see, that ain't what you said. You said you wasn't trying to have no more kids. You was done. It's over. So I don't know if they had another conversation and she, that was the compromise they came to. But let's be clear, you said something different on the end that you said at the beginning, but okay. Then we had the one-on-one with Dr. Nicole and Kai. I mean, ooh, Lord Jesus, not Kai. Hell no, not Kai. Lexi. And I felt so bad for her in this moment, and I feel like Dr. Nicole was walking that thin line between, girl, you better leave his ass and let me stay professional. Because I feel like she was leading Lexi to that water. You can lead them to water, but you can't make them drink, okay? And I feel like she did everything in her power to lead Lexi to that water to say, girl, leave this man alone. But Lexi knows. And I think the biggest thing for her is that she feels like she has vested so much time into this relationship with this man. She put him out the house and she said, get out of my house. So again, I feel like that might have been Lexi's house that he was living with her. I don't know. But neither here nor there. She done put his ass out the house, and she said she ain't talked to him since he came and told her. And her thing was, had Kai not said anything, would he have said anything? The answer is no. He wouldn't. And the question you also have to ask yourself is, if it was so easy for him to do it in an environment where he knew cameras were literally following him, what he doing when ain't nobody around? But she told Dr. Nicole, like, she said that she just feels broken, feel like she lost her best friend. Like, she really is going through it. And I feel for her. I do. I feel for Lexi in this moment. I do. But I feel like it was a good conversation that she had with Dr. Nicole, where she was able to really express how she felt and be honest in her feelings. And like I said, I feel like Dr. Nicole was letting her know, girl, you need to focus on you. You need to take care of you. You need to drop that hero zero and get with you a good hero. Like, I feel like she was leading her to that water. She was taking her through the water. But it was a good conversation. Now Sean and LaRonda, they got ready to talk about their marriage vision, and again, they ain't on the same page for nothing. Now they both want a destination wedding, but he wants a large wedding and she wants a small wedding. He was like, I can't envision having a wedding reception with less than 13 groomsmen, because that's probably his line. He probably have 14 people on his line, and he probably going to ask each one of his line brothers to be a groomsman. I don't know if he got brothers or not, but when he said 13, that was such a specific number. You know what I'm saying? I said it was probably 14 on his line. But anyway, because y'all know he cute. To see the brands all over him. Okay. She said she wants a small, intimate wedding. She don't need all them people there. Then they were talking about kids. Now, he wants 7. She said she could do 4. But she also wants to adopt. He was like, okay, well, if we adopt 2, that'll get us close to that 7. Then maybe we could try for the 7th one. I was like, I feel like she did good giving you 4. You want 7. I feel like 4 was a pretty good compromise. And then when they were in front of Dr. Nicole, child, I felt like they didn't agree on nothing when it came to marriage. Then he asked about divorce, and her thing is divorce, unless it's an extreme situation, like violent, volatile or something like that, like divorce should absolutely be the last resort. And, Sean was kind of like, I mean, divorce happens. Listen, divorce happens. Like, I feel like that was his attitude, was it happens, So, child, I don't know. Some, opposites attract. That don't mean that they can't come to a happy medium or compromise, okay? Jessica goes out on her date with old boy. It's their 3rd date, Sean. And even though he has been very clear that he is interested in her, her thing is, I know I'm in a whole relationship, but, I just kind of want to see where his head's at. He done already told you where his head's at, Jessica. What is it that you need to hear from him, okay? They went to the iFly. It was a nice date. They had a good time. They were able to laugh at each other, because Sean scared of heights and he fell, and but they were able to have a good conversation. And she was like, "Listen, I definitely got some things to think about, girl. You ain't got nothing to think about because you ain't going nowhere, even though you probably should, but you ain't going nowhere, okay?" Sean talking about bringing his kids and letting her come, and she was like, "Well, that means that I would meet your children, and I don't think we like." Where they do that at? Like, we ain't even a couple. Like, what you talking about meeting your kids? Like, no, ma'am, no, sir, no, we're not doing that. You know. But again, it just goes to show how comfortable Sean is in this situation. I mean, yeah, Sean is in this situation. Like, this is what it's supposed to be. Anyway, child. So then we have to sit down with Kai and Darian and Dr. Nicole. Darian, first of all, you were not going to tell this woman what happened, okay? Second of all, there really is no excuse, no justification, no defense for what you did. Third of all, you made it about you. I want to go back home. I'm ready to go back home. I don't want to leave here without her. I. It was never about what Lexi needed from you. It was never about what you were going to do to win her love and trust back. None of that. Now, Lexi said in her confessional, listen, at the end of the day, I will always love this man. Like, that's it. That's straight, no chaser. But whether I need to be with him anymore, that's a whole nother conversation that we need to figure out. Um, Now, when she had her sit down with Dr. Nicole, she had her one-on-one with Dr. Nicole, it sounded like she was still on the fence about whether she was going to stay with him or not. But then by the time she got to this conversation, I feel like she had made up her mind. I feel like she was 95% of the way to, I don't want to be with you no more, right? Um, and basically she expressed to him how she felt about it. She said, I felt like that's something you wouldn't have told me until maybe we were married, and that's not fair to me because then you would have taken away my decision. And he basically said, well, I was going to tell her, but I was trying to wait for the right time. I was going to wait till after I sold the condo and all of that, and then tell her what happened. And I'm thinking to myself, what? Like, he said, well, I just wanted to try to, make it so it wouldn't hurt as, I guess maybe lessen the blow. So because again, you were going to blame the condo. So if the condo was gone, then that was going to take away the excuse and take away what happened. No, sir. No, ma'am. No, sir. No, ma'am, Pam. Like, that doesn't change anything. Then, um, Dr. Nicole was like, well, what do you want to say? And he was like, well, she won't let me talk to her. He was like, you can talk now. And he gets down on his knees and he gets to crying and begging and, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And one of the things they did talk about was that he's a self-saboteur. Like, when things get to be too good or life seems to be going in the right direction, then he finds a way to blow it up. He finds a way to mess it up. And she said, yeah, I feel like that is what he does. I feel like he finds a way to sabotage what it is that we have going on. Um, Ultimately, she even wiped away his tears. She said, that's the first time I've ever seen him tear up. That's the first time and I ain't mad at her for saying, like, y'all, some of y'all was like, oh my gosh, she wiped away his tears. I ain't mad at her for doing all that. Like, listen, because I really feel like that was that final goodbye. That was, get yourself together. Okay. Okay. Like, I felt like that was that, final pat on the back type of thing. And so Dr. Nicole said, that's enough for today. Because I feel like he thought that he was going to apologize, get on his knees, cry, and then she was going to be like, all right, come back home. And Dr. Nicole was like, okay, that's enough for today. Because this is a process. That's all she can take for now. You've said your apologies. You've shown your sincerity. And that's all that's all it is. And she told him, listen, you need to focus on you. You need to focus on figuring out why you can't allow yourself to do right. Why you can't do right. I said, Lord have mercy. But, Lexi didn't crack. She ain't crumbled and she ain't cracked. So they left, So when they came back around to the large group, you know, all the couples came in and Lexi came in by herself. Darian wasn't there. And of course, they like, well, what's going on? Why Darian ain't here? You know, it's like, where he at? Where he at? I don't know. You know? No, I don't know. I don't know either. Do you know? I don't know. Where he at? And Lexi told them what happened. You know, Dr. Nicole said she wanted to come and she wanted to tell her truth. She wanted to face you guys and let you guys know what was going on. And she told them, and of course, they were like, oh, shit, you know. And she let them, and I feel like when she showed up for this final little conversation, she looked good. Well, she always looked cute. She always looked good. But baby, she was on some old Foxy Brown type stuff. And I feel like at that point, she was 100% like, me and Darian are done. That is it. It is a wrap. That's it. And, you know, she let them know what happened and how she found out and, you know, the whole kit and caboodle. Um, in her live, if y'all watch her on Instagram, on her live, she said that the people on the show have been very supportive to her, that she's created friendships, genuine friendships, and that, you know, they checked on her and they were there for her through this when this whole thing went down in real time. So shouts out to the cast of Put a Ring on It for being there to support her and helping her out through this. And it looked like even Eric looked like he got even a little choked up about it. So I'm sure that that moment was very emotional for all of them, you know, as they went and they heard it. But Lexi came through. She said her piece. She held her head high and she walked up out of there like a boss. And for that, girl, you go, girl, you go. Um, and then Dr. Nicole talked to the couples about their marriage plans, which of course I already told y'all what their marriage plans were. I guess it's 10 episodes, so I'm thinking we got 2 more episodes left. I feel like next week is gonna be the episode where, you know, the ladies meet up and the guys meet up, and then the final episode of who gonna put a ring on it. I don't, listen. We already started off with only 3 couples here. We only down to 2. I guess we'll see how they drag that hour out with 2 couples, child. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all think they're gonna have a reunion? What y'all think gonna happen at the reunion? Y'all put it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.